If you are new here, welcome to my channel, Sewing Back. Today is going to be a canning video. If you are following the channel, and if you're not, I wish that you would. Would love for you to subscribe to our channel. But we had a lot of shopping hauls about a week ago, and one of them was our big Costco haul. I don't go to Costco all the time. I go closer to maybe once a month, maybe once every 6 weeks, something like that. And it's not necessarily that it's very far from my house. I just don't find it necessary. I know I kind of make a list and go and get what I need, and then I kind of cycle things through in my household. I also try to source things. Like I have a rancher where I get my grass-fed beef and pork, and I do have some places where I can get chicken. Chicken is not as easy. It's also very expensive, and so I kind of have to, I try to go between like Whole Foods, Costco, things like that. And when I can get things at the market, like at the farmer's market, then I do try to support those where I can. So on that haul, I actually got some really great deals on some skinless boneless chicken breast and some skinless boneless chicken thighs. I have certain people in my family, they really like the white meat, and I have others who like the dark meat. And I am trying to prepare for the upcoming gardening season. And during garden season, that means very late dinners usually, because that's when we get most of our work done. That's when I have my husband available to help me. He has a full-time job, and so during the day he's at work. So I can't really utilize him much in the morning. I do try to do some stuff early in the morning. But I also, particularly in the summer, I have to take care of my chickens. A lot of times that means chicken baths to keep them cool and comfortable. We live in Kennesaw, Georgia, a suburb of the Atlanta metro area, and it gets hot and humid here, okay? And so the chickens, lots of people worry about colded chickens, but the truth of it is they have a much more difficult time with the heat and humidity. So I actually have videos where I give my girls baths in the summer and cool them down, and I'm constantly doing things for them to keep them safe. And so that takes up a lot of my time. And then you just get to the part of the day here where it's just not safe to be out there. And so it means that most of our garden work and things go into the late afternoon, really evening, all the way to dusk, dark. So we tend to eat dinner very late. I've tried different things, and I can't necessarily have us have our big meal at lunchtime because we still have children at home who do all the things. And so they're not always here at that time, and they expect to be fed dinner. So one of the reasons that I want to can this chicken is so I have some fast food on my pantry shelf where I can just open up this canned meat and I can create things. Maybe that could be chicken tacos or rice bowls or salads with different flavors and vibes and things like that. So that's what I'm wanting to do. And I wanted to bring you along because I am going to be using my NescoSmartCanner. I think what I'm going to do, because of the amount of meat I have and the size family I have, if you do, first of all, in the Nesco, you have to use wide mouth jars. That is what's recommended for this canner. It is a electric smart canner, so it's not on the stove. You don't have to have a special stove. You don't have any of that kind of stuff. But it is rated to use the wide mouth jars. It's in the book, it tells you that. There'll be some people who say they've used the others and they've had success, good for them. If that's what they want to do. I want to follow the rules, and I don't want to waste or take the chance on this meat that I've purchased, even though I got a good deal on it. I don't want to take the chance in it getting spoiled because I didn't follow the proper canning procedures based off of this company's recommendations for their product. So in the Nesco, it is recommended to use wide mouth jars. Now you can do 5 pint-sized jars, and a pint typically fills roughly about 1 pound of meat. So I am leaning towards, because I think it's a little over 14 pounds total between the thighs and the breast, and I'm gonna mix them up so it has white and dark meat in each jar. And I'm gonna do the cold pack raw method. And I really think that I want to use the wide mouth quart size. You can do 4. And so that would end up giving me 2 pounds of meat per jar. And for my family size, that's probably right. I think it would be a little bit of a stretch just to have one of these jars. Plus, I'm trying to put as much of the meat in jars to preserve. The other meat that I have left over, I'm going to go ahead and marinate it and put it in a freezer bag and have it in the freezer for a freezer meal. So it'll be an easy dinner to do, like stir fry or something like that. In the Nesco, it's Nesco or Carry canner, they're the same canner. You can only, like I said, you can only do 5 pints at a time or 4 quarts. And because this is cold, it needs to go into a canner that's cold. So this isn't one where I would want to do multiple batches, because the chicken would be sitting for a while, being that it's raw, it's cold, waiting for the canner to open back up. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do the quarts. I'm going to use wide mouth like I just said, and I thought that you might like to come along and see how this goes. This is really easy. And then you would have, if you follow me, you'll have some fast food things on your shelf. So I have my big bowl of chicken breast. This is skinless, boneless chicken breast. And this is my big bowl of skinless, boneless chicken thighs. So if you read most canning blogs, YouTube shows, if you go to the Ball Book website, or you use the book, or the USDA, most of them will tell you that in a pint-sized jar you can get roughly about 1 pound of meat if it's kind of cubed up, sliced up. And so because I'm doing quarts, I'm assuming I should be able to get about 2 pounds of meat. I'm hoping to do like 1 pound of white meat to 1 pound of dark meat. I have a scale I'm going to use. And when you're doing the quart size and you're doing a raw pack method, you need 1 1/4 inch headspace. So it's a little more than an inch. And that's kind of best practices for getting a good seal. Here I am weighing out 2 pounds of chicken breast and thighs so that I can get the correct mix of meat in each of my jars. Unfortunately, what I came to find out is that 2 pounds was too much to leave enough space, head space, for a proper seal in the jar. So as you'll see in a minute, I ended up having to take some of the chicken back out. I think I probably got about 1.7 pounds in each of these quart-sized jars. Okay guys, it is not going to accept 2 pounds of meat per jar. So that ain't happening, because you're not going to have the headspace that you need. So I'm going to have to take some of this out. I'm kind of debubbling just to make sure. My jar is filled, and I'm going to put 1/2 teaspoon of salt. You do not have to put salt at all, but I'm going to put 1/2 teaspoon of some Redmond's real salt in each jar. You could have, I guess, put it in the bottom. But I just decided to put it in on top. It's not going to hurt it. I have debubbled my jars. And I have some white vinegar. We're doing all the things just like normal canning practices. And we are going to take a clean towel, washcloth, paper towel, whatever you want to use. You're going to get the vinegar on it. And then you are going to wipe your rims really well. And this one is so easy because it's raw, it's cold, so you don't have to heat anything up. And that makes it very nice. I have 1 1/4 inch of headspace. I have new lids in here. I did heat them up. I just do. They say you don't have to do this anymore, but I do. And then you have your bands. You're gonna fingertip tight. And then we're gonna put that into the canner. But I'm going to go ahead and keep doing the rest of these. Cleaning the lid. Some more vinegar. And it's just white distilled vinegar. This is also, I mean, hopefully you've already checked if you're using used jars to make sure you don't have any cracks or bad places so you can't get a seal. That would be a lot of work for nothing. And I have decided that I'm only going to use my canner and can these with the extra meat. I'm going to do it in freezer bags and go ahead and marinate it and just go ahead and freeze it up for other meals that we can do on the grill or on the griddle, because those are fast too. So win-win. And this will be our last one. And then we're going to be ready to get this thing going in the canner. Honestly, the most labor-intensive part is just cutting up the chicken. And it's not bad. I'm used to doing that anyway when I prep them for the freezer, so. Okay guys, so you can see I have the only 4 quarts will fit in here. You have to put in 8 cups of water in this canner, which I've already pre-measured out. And honestly, I'm scared it's gonna spill with all the cans in, so I'm gonna go ahead and pour it and then put the can back in. Okay, so we've got that. We've got it in. All right, so now we're supposed to lock it in place. I'm gonna plug it up. You want to make sure that so we've got our lid on. We did turned it counterclockwise to close it, and we need to turn this to air tight. And then it's got a little timer here. Next, push the high button, then timer for 90 minutes, finally push start. Once the E10 counts down to E0, then turn to airtight. Okay guys, it's the next morning. And I'm going to get them out and put them on a towel. I guess I'll just throw them right here since there's only 4 of them. See how it made its own juice? And they all look like they sealed. I won't take the bands off, the bands until I'll probably wait till this evening. And I'll check the seals then. But they all look like they went down and so it doesn't look like I got any siphon. Maybe a little, but not much. So that's pretty good. That's how you can chicken. You found value in this. I'm hoping that you feel encouraged And if you have any questions about the Nesco or even the Presto stovetop oven, I'm not showing that in this video. I have other videos that show it. But if you have questions about those are the canners that I have, and I'll be happy to answer questions for you. I will link the ones that I have down in the description so you can see what they are. The last time I checked for the Nesco canner, it was actually reduced on Amazon. It was cheaper than what I paid. I don't know if that's still going on, but check it out and see. If you're totally new to canning and pressure canning, even pressure cooking, like I did a lot of pressure cooking before I was pressure canning, I think you really might like one of these smart canners. And so again, do some reading, do your research, and make the best decision for yourself, whether it's this one or a different one, and try it. That's all you gotta do is just try it. And once you try it though, you won't stop. But anyway, I hope you found value in this video. If you did, I would love a thumbs up. If you are new here and you haven't subscribed, or maybe you've just been visiting, you kind of like it, you're like, I don't know, do I really want to commit? Think about it. We would love it if you'd subscribe to the channel. It helps us grow our platform. It helps us get our information out. And if you have any suggestions of things you want to see canned in the Nesco, please put those down in the comments. I will totally do my best if I can to try to do that and show you how to do that. Learn, if it's something I haven't done, to learn how to do it. I am not afraid to try things, fail, and try again. If you've watched any of my garden videos, you know that's true. But that's how we learn. And a lot of times there's comfort when we see people, when they succeed, we get encouraged, but we also get encouragement when we see that they haven't succeeded, but they haven't given up, and they keep trying until they figure it out. That is the learning process. And so one of the greatest gifts that we can all give ourselves is to be lifelong learners. So this is just another skill to learn, to enjoy, even if sometimes things, maybe they don't go perfect. That's okay, because we're going to learn from that. And the times that they do, they go really well, and it just keeps moving us forward. So anyway, with that, I thank you for stopping by. I thank you for watching our video, for being here. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.